This episode is sponsored by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an online membership-based market that works directly with your favorite organic brands to give you the highest quality products at the best price. Thrive Market will deliver everything from pantry essentials to sustainable meat and seafood right to your door. They even delivered the essentials we need to make the grits in today's episode. Join today by visiting thrivemarket.com/bingingwithbabish and get 30% off your first order plus a free gift. The link is in the video description.
Excuse me. You guys down here hear about the ongoing cholesterol problem in the country?
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're finally taking a look at the grits from My Cousin Vinny, a southern breakfast, lunch, and dinner staple so essential it's used as evidence in a murder trial. Specifically, its extended cook time, at least 20 minutes. We're starting by constantly whisking 2 cups of boiling water as we add half a cup of hominy grits. This is going to help prevent lumps from forming, and then, as the movie prescribes, we're going to cover and cook it for 20 minutes over low heat, stirring every 5 minutes or so to prevent scorching, and seasoning to taste with kosher salt. Then the other essential ingredient in the movie iteration of this dish is lard. And since the cook was using it on flat top, I'm assuming he was frying the bacon and eggs in it. So we're dolloping a much smaller but still unreasonable amount into a large carbon steel or cast iron skillet, effectively deep frying our bacon in it, which is gonna probably be awesome. Once the bacon's nearly done, cracking a couple eggs in there and cooking them over easy. That is, cooking them on one side until the edges are lightly crispy and the whites are mostly set, then flipping them over and cooking them for no more than 30 seconds, just to set any uncooked white and keep the yolks nice and runny. Find your very widest diner-style platter, plate up the eggs along with a big old pile of the grits, which of course we're going to top with a couple tablespoons of butter. Flank that with some crispy bacon, and there you have it, the breakfast from My Cousin Vinny, the healthiest fat of which might actually be the lard, which despite Joe Pesci's protests is actually a more nutritious cooking fat with less trans fat, saturated fat, and ironically damn near a third of the cholesterol of butter. That being said, he has a point. This is not exactly a light breakfast, but it is completely delicious, especially when all 3 elements are eaten together at the same time. But one type of grits does not a Babish episode make, so we gotta check out some of the other delicious and incrementally less healthy iterations of grits. First up, sweet grits, for which we're gonna use milk instead of water, which is inevitably going to boil over when you forget about it for 5 seconds. So go ahead and tidy up your big old mess, and you can pick up where you left off. You've scalded the milk, but it's not gonna ruin the grits. Same thing, whisk it in to prevent lumps, cover up, and cook slowly and gently for about 20 minutes. Then we're going to season it to taste with kosher salt, extract our optional cinnamon stick that we added for flavor, pile it into a steaming bowl, and since it is a plain porridge, we need to load it up with all manner of wonderful worldly toppings. Brown sugar, jams, nuts, drizzle of honey, and what the hell, another fist-sized pat of butter. And there you have it, sweet grits, basically just oatmeal, but instead of oatmeal, grits. And because this is basically just a bowl full of breakfast candy, it is obviously delicious, but the rich, cinnamony grits really act as a perfect backdrop for it all. But what about the decidedly more savory side of things, namely shrimp and grits? For this, we're going to need a pound of fresh, peeled, and deveined shrimp. If you want to see how to do this, click the link in the upper right-hand corner right now, and make sure to hang on to those shrimp shells because we're going to use them to make a quick shrimp stock. This time our grits are getting the milk and chicken stock treatment, 1 cup of each. Go ahead and cover that up and bring it to a boil, and again, because there is milk in the pot, you can expect this to boil over when you look away from the pan for even 1 second. There it goes, just like clockwork. Kind of over it at this point, so I'm going to add my grits first and then clean it up, and then, like any self-respecting southerner, cook these guys for about 20 minutes, seasoning with kosher salt to taste and setting aside and keeping warm while we get our shrimp and other stuff ready. In a carbon steel or cast iron skillet, we got 4 strips of bacon that we're going to fry up, and in a nice wide saucepan, we are toasting our shrimp shells for about 1 minute until they turn pink before adding 1 cup of water, 2 bay leaves, and a handful of whole peppercorns. Bring this up to a simmer while our bacon fries and cooking down to about half its original volume. Extract the crispy bacon from the situation, and in the delicious bacon fat and fond, we're going to briefly saute our shrimp about 1 minute on each side, sprinkling with about 1.5 tablespoons of Creole seasoning before flipping. We're not trying to cook the shrimp through fully, we're just trying to get some nice color on both sides. They're going to finish cooking in the sauce, so pull them out, set them aside, and in the even more delicious fond and bacon fat, we're going to saute half a small chopped onion, half a small chopped green bell pepper, and the thinly sliced greens of 2 scallions. We're cooking these guys for 3 to 5 minutes over medium heat just to soften them up and give them some color, then squeezing in a clove of crushed garlic and letting that cook for about 30 seconds or until fragrant. Then we're finally deglazing the pan with our cup and a half of homemade shrimp stock, bringing that up to a simmer and letting it cook down until it's reduced by about half, during which time we're going to add about 4 ounces of shredded cheddar and 3 tablespoons of butter to our warm grits, stirring them in until melted but not fully incorporated, which is going to give us nice streaks of cheese. Then we're adding our shrimp back to the pot, topping them with the juice of half a lemon and a few dashes of hot sauce, and letting them finish cooking through in the gravy. Then to serve up, we are laying down a foundation of our delicious, stretchy, cheesy grits, topping those generously with our shrimp and vegetables and what have you. Then before things get too healthy, we're going to garnish with some of our crispy chopped bacon and a little bit of parsley. And there you have it, cheesy shrimp and grits, a southern classic that I can't wait to hear how I screwed up. Irregardless, it's totally delicious, not too expensive to make, pretty easy, and very wholesome. That being said, my blood does feel a little thick after eating all these grits and lard, so it's a good thing that the sponsor of today's episode is Thrive Market. Thrive Market makes it easy to shop by diets and lifestyles such as gluten-free, keto, vegan, and more. Orders over $49 are shipped free and delivered with carbon-neutral shipping from Thrive's zero-waste warehouses. Even better, through Thrive Gives, every paid membership sponsors a free membership for a low-income family. And Thrive has donated $4 million of healthy groceries to families in need to date. Head to the link in the video description to sign up today and get 30% off your first order and a free gift.